Life before the divorce had been uneventful yet content, predictable in the way that long marriages often become. Emma, our daughter, had been the pivot around which my ex-wife, Jane, and I had danced our silent, careful waltz, avoiding the pressing issues that simmered beneath a surface of domestic routine. After over a decade, when Jane and I finally acknowledged our irreparable differences, the fallout was swift and gut-wrenching. Our divorce shattered the facade of our family stability, forcing me to face not only the loss of my partner but also the reality of becoming a weekend dad. With my personal life in disarray, I found myself at 37 having to move back to my childhood home. The semblance of returning to a simpler time was comforting. My parents, Martha and Edward, enveloped me into the fold without hesitation. Their home, unchanged by time, still held the remnants of my youth. The familiar smells, coffee brewing at dawn, lavender cleaning spray, and my father's lingering cologne, were as much a part of the house as the wallpaper. It was in this scenario of fragile healing and reflection that I made a critical decision regarding my savings. Having scrimped and saved $35,000 over the years, I envisaged this money as a beacon of stability for Emma, a down payment on an apartment for her 18th birthday. Intending to safeguard this promise, I agreed to my father's suggestion of placing the cash in their well-secured safe. It was a decision that spoke of trust. A trust that was familial and, I thought, unbreakable. However, that trust shattered mere months later. Returning from a brief business trip, I approached the house only to find it eerily silent and visibly emptied. The starkness was palpable. My heartbeat quickened as I stepped inside, and the reality tore through me like jagged ice. The furniture was sparse, personal items gone, and the safe that contained not just my money but my promise to Emma was missing. A note left on the kitchen counter was all they left behind. A cold goodbye etched in my mother's neat script explaining their sudden need for a fresh start with the aid of my funds. The shock was a physical blow, staggering in its intensity. The days that followed were a blur of desperation and disbelief. Contacting the police seemed surreal, as did explaining the situation to a lawyer. The notion that my own parents could betray me so profoundly was a reality I struggled to comprehend. Yet lawyer meetings, police reports, and the initiation of an investigation painted a stark portrait of my new reality. I was not just a victim of theft. I was a son betrayed by the very architects of his being. As authorities tracked them through credit card transactions and tips, the layers of my parents' secret lives began to unravel. The discovery that they had fled to a distant state, invested my money into a dubious startup business based on fleeting and risky ventures, added layers of betrayal and folly to the already complex emotional tapestry I was navigating. The trial, when it came, was both a public spectacle and a private agony. Sitting in the courtroom, watching people who were my parents yet felt like strangers, I wrestled with a tumult of emotions. The prosecution laid bare not just the theft, but a series of smaller betrayals that dated back years. Each revelation was a twist of the knife, depicting them not as the supportive parents I remembered, but as seasoned manipulators of circumstance and trust. Their conviction brought little solace. The sentence handed down by the judge was both a closure and a cavernous opening into a new realm of personal doubt and reevaluation. My inheritance was not just the physical money they had taken, but a legacy of broken trust that I feared might taint my ability to forge future connections. The road to recovery was paved with introspection and hard truths. Emma's resilience and my own responsibilities to her became the cornerstones of my healing. I invested the recovered money into real estate, securing her future in tangible ways that went beyond the ephemeral promises of familial bonds. Reconciliation with Jane, my ex-wife, was unexpected. Through shared trials and enduring love for our daughter, we found a renewed connection that blossomed slowly. Our rekindled relationship became a testament to the possibility of second chances and the maturity of love that could weather profound storms. Years later, As I watched Emma step into her new apartment, a place bought with the very money that had nearly been lost to deceit, I felt a bittersweet triumph. The cycle of betrayal had not broken me. It had shown me the depths of my resilience and the heights of my capacity for forgiveness. In the quiet moments, I sometimes pondered the fate of my parents, now distant figures shrouded in the consequences of their choices. The occasional letter from prison, filled with remorse and seeking forgiveness, was a stark reminder of the ongoing journey of emotional reconciliation. At times, the letters stirred a turmoil of unresolved feelings, each word a thread in the complex tapestry of familial love and pain. Yet, with each passing year, the sharp edges of betrayal softened, allowing a cautious empathy to take root. Looking back on the path traveled, from the shock of betrayal to the slow mending of broken bonds, I realized the profound lessons embedded in each step. Forgiveness was not a single act, but a continuous process, intertwining love, loss, and learning. The reconciliation with my ex-wife and the ongoing journey with my daughter symbolized not an end, but a continuation, a narrative marked not by the scars of past wounds, but by the strength and beauty found in forgiveness and forward movement. My parents' betrayal, while a defining moment, did not encapsulate my existence. It merely highlighted the resilience and depth of the human spirit to overcome and thrive beyond transgressions.